one and all. So I'm actually happy to be having this session just next to the whatever the session happened or panel happened earlier. So this is going to be a continuation to moving beyond legacy. So because I am actually Srinivasa Raghavan, Director of Product Management for Site 24/7, which is an observability platform, AI-powered observability platform which offers end-to-end IT monitoring for your deployments that are on-premise or cloud or hybrid, whatever it may be. So it supports monitoring of your infrastructure, your network, your Kubernetes clusters or Dockers. So when you are actually deciding to move to cloud, you need a solution that is modern to keep your infrastructure intact. So that is what Site 24/7 provides. It is actually a modern observability platform, I would actually consider. And for today's topic, I had taken a topic that is more relevant to be applied on any places in today's technology. So AIOps for DevOps. So basically, AI, so in this topic, I'm going to actually touch upon what is AI and what and all places AI can be applied on your IT. And then I can actually share few use cases where AI will work out better. So to start with a small introduction. So everyone knows AI is actually a technology which enables computers to mimic a human behavior. So that is not going to come easily. So for that, one has to train. So the machine learning is the training phase for AI technologies to work properly. So for example, if you are actually throwing relevant informations about the technology or the assets or the infrastructure you have, you are going to get better decision making from AI technologies. But if you are actually going to throw a garbage to it, a garbage is going to return. So AI means whatever we are actually so making it aware of the technology. So that is what it is going to give it back. And with deep learning, it is going to be more matured subset of machine learning. So let's put it into a simple terms. So if a cat's picture is given to a processor, it identifies 4 legs, 2 eyes and a tail and names it as a cat. So this is machine learning. But if you want to know the breed of the cat, and you need to actually give every pixels of the cat to its understanding the fur of the cat, the nails of the cat, and it can actually, if it can identify the breed of the cat, then that is what the deep learning means. So let us see how and where these AI and ML technologies can be applied into your operations. Basically, to start with, the AI can be applied to promote feedback. So in today's world, so DevOps practices operate based on various feedbacks at the development stage, at a CI/CD pipeline, at the test automation stage, at a deployment stage. It actually requires many more decisions to be made by the humans, wherein if this test actually the results allows me to deploy the build into live. So this is one place where AI can be employed. And the next thing is enabling communications. So today, if you see, we are using a lot of collaborating tools. So like MS Teams, Slack. So people actually sit with this kind of tools day in, day out. And if they want to actually access their information, reports or alerts into their collaborative platform, so they can actually use AI to actually bring data into these communication tools. That is the second place or we can employ AI into, and managing flurry of alerts. So in today's world, there are more connected technologies. You have firewalls, you have load balancers, you have switches and routers, and then you have your servers. So if something goes wrong in your firewall or in your switches and routers, so you may actually get flurry of alerts into your operator. So humanly, it is not possible to identify the root cause of the problem because it is going to be time consuming, it might affect your SLA, and it might actually affect your business and revenue. So employing AI in managing a flurry of alerts is actually an important place in your IT operations. And then we need to actually correlate data. So AI can actually help in event correlations, wherein it can identify the related infrastructure events, and it can actually give you a single view of an incident, so where AI can be employed to quickly troubleshoot the problem. So likewise, actually we have many more places we can employ. So like evaluating past performance. So actually from Site 24/7 we have something called anomaly detection. How it works is it applies seasonal benchmarking to telemetry data that is received on the solution, wherein a threshold alerting will be done based on business hours or non-business hours based alerts will be given. So at Monday morning 11 a.m. Your infrastructure CPU usage could be 50%, while on non-business hours it could be 10%. But if non-working hour CPU usage is going to increase to say 50%, then that is an anomaly. So based on the past performance, so it can evaluate an incoming telemetry data and provide alerts about, or alert your operations team about something, some error is cooking up, because you want to employ AI to avoid some outages proactively. So that is where AI helps in mostly for your IT infrastructure, and it helps in correlating various statuses from various tools and provide you an insight into a root cause of a problem. So for example, if you are actually using multiple tools in your environment, so basically if you are actually going into an AWS cloud, you have CloudWatch producing a lot of telemetry data, and you are using multiple other monitoring tools. Prometheus is there. You may use Nagios or whatever be the thing, or you may be using Site 24/7. So AI can help you correlate the test results from various data and can actually help you identify root cause of a problem much sooner. So that helps in achieving your SLAs, your infrastructure SLAs or your business SLAs properly, and then helps in fine-tuning the deployment strategies, wherein a small configuration change in your cloud environment can cause a major issue. So AI can help you in identifying what kind of configurational changes or deployment changes is actually resulting in such an issue and alert you ahead. And then you have exhaustive training for preventing false alerts. So like if you are actually looking at if you are looking at your IT environment, out of 100 alerts, 85 doesn't require any action on your end, but another 15 alerts only require some actions in your environment. So AI can actually only give you those 15 alerts that are actionable and can filter out the 85 alerts which correct themselves. So AI can be actually used in a multiple ways in your environment. So we can actually see few use cases where AI can help you. AI for decision making. So consider there is an incident happening in your environment, and IT operator needs to evaluate the application code. He has to have the awareness about the application code. He has to look at the server parameters. they have to look at the metrics like CPU steal or something. So whatever the metrics, they need to actually look into. They need to look into the network bandwidth, is network components uptime right, and it can actually look into user access, and it needs to look into the logs generated by multiple microservices, and it needs to look into the cloud configurations. So what are the configurations made into your cloud deployments, and it needs to look into event logs of your environment, geographic data, and WAN side informations. So to evaluate an outage, it requires to go into these many parameters, and then they need to make a decision root cause of a problem, where AI can be applied, and which provides more operational insights and predictive analysis to make precision decision making. So with this, let me actually, so these are the few use cases. I may have few more use cases, but as the time has passed, so I may actually conclude this session with a Site 24/7 is an AI-powered observability platform for IT and DevOps who can use these solutions to achieve better MTTR when an incident happens, and it applies also recovery automations if some incident happens. So if you want to know more about the solution itself, please visit us in the booth. We have a booth in Site 24/7 here in the lobby. So I would like to actually have more conversation over there. Thank you for your time.